Have you ever wished for a foolproof blueprint for success? Today, we unlock the wisdom of a man who wrote the ultimate guide to strategy, wealth, and leadership almost 2400 years ago. Welcome to Mindshift Summaries. And today, we dive into the timeless brilliance of the Chanakya. Before we talk about success, strategy, or leadership, we need to meet the mind behind it all. In this opening segment, I'll briefly introduce Chanakya, the Arthashastra, and why his 2400-year-old wisdom still works in the modern corporate world. Who was Chanakya? He is identified as Kautilya or Vishnugupta. He is famous for writing the Arthashastra, which is considered the epic or the Bible for corporate strategy and management in ancient India. He is aptly known as the management guru of ancient India. The Arthashastra, written around the 4th century BCE, is an extensive manual on politics, economics, statecraft, and military tactics. The principles of success he outlined thousands of years ago, like wanting to be healthy, wealthy, and wise, are eternal and still hold true today. The Arthashastra contains 6,000 sutras and addresses over 1,000 topics, including philosophy, military taxation, strategy, and duties of an individual. We have broken down 15 of his most vital teachings across personal growth, strategic management, and lasting leadership to give you a brief masterclass in Chanakya's wisdom. Let's start where Chanakya always begins, with an individual. In this section, we will look at the pillars of personal growth: how you think, how you learn, how you use your time, and how you choose the people around you. Because without a strong foundation, no strategy can survive. Cultivating wisdom, reading, and writing. Successful people are readers. They read wide and deep, consuming books and journals, not just newspapers and WhatsApp messages. All leaders are readers. Directly connected to reading is the habit of writing. Writing is often overlooked, but taking notes develops into the habit of taking minutes in meeting and eventually become a successful author. Documentation ensures knowledge is permanent and leaves a legacy. Chanakya himself prepared the Arthashastra by studying the teachings of previous scholars. Mastering the minute, time management. Successful people excel at time management and often appear to be multitasking. Multitasking is not doing 100 things simultaneously. It is doing one thing focused, multiplied 100 times. They don't just value minutes, they value seconds. If you value time, time will value you. A simple practice is to respect others' time. If you set a meeting for 5 o'clock, be there 5 minutes before 5. Kautilya suggested dividing the 24-hour day into 16 parts of roughly 1.5 hours each. As scientific evidence shows, this is the maximum time an average person can focus. Curating your circle. If you want to be successful, you must keep the company of successful people. Choose your friend circle wisely. If you run a 1 crore business, surround yourself with people doing 10 crore businesses. you will start thinking like them. This is also known as Riddha Sanyoga, being in constant touch with your elders, which is sure route to eternal success. Think like a leader. You must start believing in yourself and think like a leader. Successful people visualize that they are already successful. This requires self confidence, a plan, a path, and hard, smart work, not overconfidence. The core quality of a leadership is the service of the people, always thinking about how you can serve others more. Once the foundation is set, Chanakya moves to survival. How to protect yourself, your reputation, and your goals in a competitive world. In this segment, we will see how to show your funds, how to keep going when other quits, and how to avoid impulsive self-destructive decisions. Show your funds even if you have no poison. Chanakya taught, even if a snack is not poisonous, it should pretend to be venomous. This lesson means it is important to maintain some nuisance value so that others do not take advantage of you. You should not be vulnerable or too malleable. Make your funds visible to the world. They do not need to know if you have poison, as this is basic survival instinct. The power of perseverance. Once you start working on something, don't be afraid of failure and don't abandon it. Most people fail because they do not carry on. Like treadmills bought early in the year ending up used for drying clothes. People who do well have the words Lage Raho as a screensaver of their minds. Perseverance is a key to success, as the masterpiece gets created by lots of regular and religious practice. The three critical questions. Before you start any work, always ask yourself three questions. Why am I doing it? What the result might be? And will I be successful? Only when you think deeply and find satisfactory answer to these questions should you go ahead. Failure to answer these questions can lead a misdirected impetuosity, jeopardizing things quickly, especially for youth taking fast decisions. Now we shift from the individual to the system. Here we will unpack Chanakya's core management principles. How to manage money, people, decisions, and your daily routine so that your personal life or organization runs like a well governed kingdom. Treasury and Army. All undertakings are dependent on the treasury. Therefore, a leader should look into the treasury first. The two keys to success are the treasury, finance, and the army, just people, manpower. These two components are essential for organizational stability. A knowledgeable person can create wealth anywhere, anytime. Prompt decision making. A leader should hear every urgent matter at once and not put it off. An affair postponed becomes difficult or even impossible to settle. You must respond, not react, and avoid letting small decisions pile up. This requires being informed, listening patiently, and using critical thinking. Waking up and daily clarity. The first thought of your day is the most important. Chanakya suggests one should awaken to the sound of musical instruments to set the right mood. Upon waking, the leader should ponder over the teachings of the science of politics as well as over the work to be done. This means setting aside time for clear thinking and prioritizing the day's task based on urgency. Reviewing the to do list multiple times a day is crucial. Great strategies fail without discipline and guidance. In this section, we will explore the role of the teacher, how to discover your swadharma, your natural calling, and how daily rituals and self discipline slowly shape you in the person you are meant to become. The teacher's authority. To achieve health and success, one requires training and discipline. This is acquired by accepting the authoritativeness of the teachers in the respective fields. When seeking expertise, example, fitness, finance, find a teacher. Accept their authority completely and follow their instructions without doubt. Do not let technology replace your teacher, as personalized training is invaluable. Finding your Swadharma. Swadharma, Swa plus Dharma, represents something that is natural to oneself, a unique talent or natural gift. When a person finds their natural calling, they are bound to find happiness, even through initial struggle. You must observe yourself daily to find those moments that bring you joy, as this pattern will light up your career direction. Being talented is not enough. One needs guidance from an expert in that field to become a genius. Daily rituals and self discipline. Successful people practice a set of daily rituals which should ideally be done first thing in the morning. A ritual becomes a habit, and a good habit can change the destiny of a person. Self discipline is the key to internalizing these habits, forcing you to do important things regularly. For authors, this means having a daily ritual of writing for 2 hours. This practice helps you master your mind. Finally, Chanakya reminds us that true success is never just personal. In this segment, we'll talk about leadership as service, training the next generation, and turning your knowledge into a lasting legacy, so your impact continues long after you are gone. Happiness of the people is happiness of the king. The most famous sutra from the Arthashastra states, Rajosya Sukham Rajana Sa Prajnam Sa Hite Hitam. In the happiness of the people is the happiness of the king, and in what it is beneficial to the subject is his own benefit. A leader must think like a parent, ensuring the welfare and happiness of their subordinates, viewing them as assets. Appreciation is a human need, so leader must recognize contribution and give credit for success. Training successors. Nothing is permanent, including jobs, so one must plan proactively for retirement. Chanakya advises that the leader should strive to give training to the prince. The solution for a leader is to train the next generation to take their place. You must learn to trust your juniors to do better than yourself. A real leader is one who creates leaders. If you train them and they leave, that is a risk, but the greater risk is not training them and having them stay. Becoming an institution through documentation. You must aim to do something extraordinary and make yourself an institution. The best way to achieve this legacy is to write a book. If you do not pen down your unique experiences, they will be lost forever. Just as Chanakya's knowledge would have been lost without the Arthashastra. Knowledge documented is permanent knowledge, giving credit to those who inspired you as Chanakya did by offering salutations to ancient teachers in his opening line is essential. We have covered principles that cross millennia, from demonstrating strategy, confidence like the non poisonous snake, to mastering your time in minutes of chunks, and remembering that your truest measure of leadership is the happiness you bring to those you serve. These age old principles actually work pretty well. Gratitude. Final thought. In life, if one learns to be grateful, one will always find happiness. Start your day by counting 10 things from the previous day that had a positive impact on your life. This will fill your heart with wonder and grace. Your life is a reflection of the universe. So, set a pattern for yourself and be one with the flow. If you found value in the ancient wisdom, remember to share it with others. Hit like button, subscribe for more insights, and tell us in the comments which of Chanakya's principle will you start applying today. Thank you and all the best.